This week's poem is called Into the Mud by Joyce Hidden. I'm going to read aloud, you follow along. Sun slants low, chill seeps into black water. No more days of buzz, last breath, last sight of light, and down I go into the mud. Every year here I sink and settle, shuttered like a shed. Inside my eyes close, my heart slows to its winter rhythm. Goodbye, goodbye, remember the warmth, remember the quickness, remember me, remember. Okay, I want you to hit pause, number your lines and stanzas, and try to find the rhyming pattern. You should have come up with, you should have 9 lines and 1 stanza. Usually, we've discussed when a poem has 1 stanza, usually because it's trying to some kind of shape. The poet is very smart in how they make their stanzas form. If there's only usually 1 stanza, it's because they want it to look like something. So I know the title's Into the Mud, but I don't yet know what is in the mud that is trying to create the shape. But it definitely looks not like your normal poem, like it has different shapes here. So I'm going to label it as a shape poem. I don't know what that shape is. I can tell the poet is something intentionally here. And then as far as the rhyming pattern, I don't really see any A, B, C, D. Here doesn't rhyme with an E, so it gets E, F, and you can go on and on. This is repetitions, it doesn't count down here. So it's also a free verse. And we've discussed how most shape poems are free verse because they're more concerned with formatting the poem to look like a certain shape than they are really worrying about the rhyming of it. Okay, so now that I know the type of poem it is, now I need to read for meaning. So I would like for you to underline a few words that are unknown words, like the word basking. If I do the disappearing word act, it says no more days of bugs and basking. Basking. Okay, so whatever the shape is, it eats bugs. It sits by the water, and when the sun's out, it's to bask in the sun. What do I know that's by water that eats bugs that likes to lay out by the sun? You know, by the pond in my house, there are always turtles along the water line, and they eat bugs, and they like to, when it's sunny out, they like to lay there. So basking means lay in, and we must be talking about turtles. And you know what? That kind of makes sense because it kind of looks like a turtle shell. So maybe the shape is of a turtle, and the turtles do go in the mud. So these are the last breath, last sight of light, down I go into the mud. Every year here I sink and settle, shudder like a shed. That does make sense because when it's the dormant time, they go and they bury themselves into the mud and wait for the winter months to go over. There aren't really any maybe shuttered. I know that the root word is shut, which means to close. Closed off like a shed, but we do close a shed, so that makes sense. Okay, I want you to hit pause here, and now that we have identified the shape, some unknown words, I want you to discuss with some peers about some literary devices. Try to locate some literary devices. Hit pause. Okay, so some literary devices I have located is chill seeps into black. That's definitely sensory language. Maybe the water is getting cold because the sun has gone down. But either way, I can definitely feel that, right? No days of bugs and basking. Last breath, last sight of light, and down I go. I can almost see that, like imagery, you know, the last breath, last sight of light. Okay, this here is a perfect example of alliteration. We've talked about how alliteration is a bunch of words in a short phrase, the same sound. But it's not just alliteration. It's also, look, I see two things compared using like or as. That is called a what? A simile. Inside my eyes close, my heart slows to its winter rhythm. Heart slows to a winter rhythm sounds like language. Goodbye, goodbye, remember the warmth. I can feel that too. He's saying goodbye to the winter months, or the summer months, and he's getting ready for the cold. And then we also have the repetition of remember. The poet was very smart to kind of the word remember, because the turtle is saying goodbye to summer and hello to winter, but wants to remember the months that are his, or the season that's his favorite. So he's saying goodbye to it. Okay, so we will be answering some questions on this on Friday. Please put your poetry folders away.